Segment 2 is BRE-SPAD developmental funding areas. We're using the term developmental funding areas to describe the types of funding that BRE-SPAD participating organizations can receive. All applications must seek funding in at least 2 of the 3 possible funding areas for BRE-SPAD. The first one is what the SPAD stands for in BRE-SPAD, Sponsor Programs Administration Development. This money would be for activities to increase sponsor programs administration capability, which could include staff, resources, training, policy development, or other activities related to grants, contracts, other activities to increase organizational funds for research, such as fundraising or development, and tech transfer, for example. The second area is research environment. That's what the RE stands for in BRE, biomedical research environment. This would be for activities to cultivate growth in research and research education. Examples include, but aren't limited to, faculty grant writing training, student research training activities, course-based research development, research symposia, research oversight policies, and implementation, for example. The third area is the Pilot Research Project Program, or PRP. Now, this funding area operates very differently than the first 2, and for that reason, we have a separate video explaining how that works. I will just introduce it here with a broad overview, and for those of you who are interested in this type of funding, I highly suggest you check that short video out. This funding would be for your organization to develop a program to administer internal pilot research project funding to your faculty conducting biomedical research, where the goal would be to generate preliminary data that can enhance the competitiveness for them securing external research funding. A little bit more on how that works. First, in the BRE-SPAD application, you are just describing the overall pilot research project program. This is the scope, general types of research, how the faculty will apply, how will they be selected, how many projects you intend to fund, some evidence that there's interest from your faculty in this type of program, how students that will be helping with the research will be trained and mentored, and so forth. Then we also strongly encourage you to include letters of support from potential faculty that are interested in applying to this future pilot research project program. Now, then you wait, find out if your BRE-SPAD application is funded, hopefully. Once your award becomes active, we have a post-award process. This is where you finally tell NIH about the specific research projects that will be supported by this part of the BRE-SPAD funding. This is when you submit to NIH what these projects are that you have selected from the program I just described. This, of course, like everything else, is described in the funding opportunity, and as I've mentioned, we have a separate video on this process. That concludes this segment.